de Atlanta, Georgia, para el mundo. Esto es Noticias Geek TV en vivo.
¿Qué tal, amigos de Noticias Geek TV? Bienvenidos a otra transmisión en vivo y en directo. Hoy vamos a estar cubriendo los paneles de JusticeCon, que es algo separado. Gracias, Alejandro Ángel, que es algo separado a lo que es Comic Con, ya que JusticeCon es un evento hecho por los fans amantes del mundo de Zack Snyder, del Snyderverse o del Snyder Cut, como ustedes lo quieran llamar. Entonces, el primer panel que vamos a estar cubriendo el día de hoy es el panel de Ray Porter, que sería el actor que prestó su voz para darle vida a Darkseid. Ahora, el panel va a estar en inglés, lo vamos a dejar que corra en su formato original, y al final del panel, nuestros invitados, que es Iñaki, Andrés y su amigo Gabriel, que le damos la bienvenida aquí a Noticias Geek TV, gracias por estar aquí como invitado especial, y Pancho, que lo vemos ahí atrás. Estaremos hablándoles un poquito de cómo nos pareció el panel y qué información nos vinieron a presentar. Pero una vez más, el panel original lo vamos a dejar que corra. Después de que se acabe la transmisión, voy a retransmitir el panel, pero estará con subtítulos en español. Pero desde luego tienen que darme un poquito de tiempo para poder colocar los subtítulos y cuadrar todas las cosas. Pero primero lo vamos a dejar en inglés y de ahí vamos a reaccionar una vez al final. Pero antes de que empiece el panel, Iñaki, Andrés, Gabriel, ¿ustedes qué quieren aprender de este panel? ¿Qué es lo que más les llama la atención? Y de igual manera, amigos, déjenoslo saber ahí en la sección de comentarios. Sí, a mí lo que me llama la atención, yo sé que no nos va a contar la historia exactamente qué es lo que va a estar haciendo el personaje dentro. ¿No tienes audio? Un momento, ¿por qué no tienen audio? Aquí, ya, disculpa, Iñaki, vuelve a repetirlo. Siempre se me olvida prenderle sus micrófonos, es que quiero que solo se escuche mi voz. Repítelo, Iñaki.
Egocéntrico.
Este es el show de Julio. Sí, ahí ya tienes audio,
Lo que decía es que quiero que nos cuente la historia detrás de Darkseid, cómo llegó a la Tierra, su relación con Steppenwolf y con la predicción de Lex Luthor. Básicamente sus motivaciones, más que vengo a destruir todo, bla bla bla, ¿no?
Sí.
Quiero conocer el trasfondo del personaje.
Sí, aunque sabemos que viene por las cajas madres. Esa sería mi intuición por la cual él se viene a aparecer. Pero sí me gustaría saber por qué él escoge a Lex Luthor como el mensajero para la Tierra, después de que Lex Luthor se mete a la nave y habla con Steppenwolf o toca la estatua de Steppenwolf. Me gustaría saber por qué existe una conexión entre ellos dos. Andrés y Gabriel, ¿ustedes qué esperan saber de este panel?
Bueno, yo la verdad quisiera saber un poco de la personalidad que nos darán a Darkseid, pues básicamente las personalidades que le dan a Darkseid en otros medios como la animación, cómics y demás, son dos. O puede ser simplemente un gigante enojado, destructor de mundos y ya, o puede ser el que yo prefiero, que es un Shakespeare malvado, un ser con una gran dicción que te envenena el corazón y aterra hasta tu alma. Ese es el Darkseid que yo espero ver. Básicamente un Darth Vader, literalmente hicieron lo mismo ahorita con Thanos, de volverlo más Darkseid para el cine, y eso fue lo que me gustó. Ahora quiero ver 100% Darkseid en el cine. Quiero ver ese ser tan malévolo, ese ser que da miedo hasta el mismo Superman. Ese es el Darkseid que me interesa ver. Me interesa ver si nos cuentan un poco de cómo fue que derrotaron a Darkseid, cómo sacaron a este supervillano de la Tierra.
Algo así como el de la Liga de la Justicia Limitada.
Sí, que hubo que hacer un montón de cosas, que tuvieron que recurrir a los nuevos dioses para que no destruyera la Tierra y demás. Algo así me gustaría ver. Creo que usarán obviamente a los dioses del Olimpo y todo eso.
Sí, yo digo que más que todo lo que yo quiero ver es como tener más, como que me planteé mejor cómo va a ser todo esto del deal con Darkseid. Tal vez como motivaciones, qué lo llevó a invadir la Tierra, todos ese tipo de cosas.
Sí, también, que por qué escogieron a la Tierra para colocar las cajas madres. Eso también es algo que me llama.
Porque, ¿por qué escogieron primero la Tierra y no como otros planetas?
Sí, porque en teoría yo también quisiera una buena razón, no solo que Superman haya muerto para que Darkseid venga. O sea, si me dicen, aunque me digan solo en puro diálogo, algo así como no hemos venido antes porque los linternas verdes protegían ese planeta, con eso estoy contento. O sea, una buena razón para que el mismo Darkseid, conquistador de mundos, asesino de dioses, no haya llegado antes a la Tierra.
Sí, o sea, más que todo como que en sí esta nueva propuesta, o sea, como que le dé más desarrollo a esta idea.
Ajá.
Porque siento que se quedó tal vez un poco a medias en las anteriores películas donde nos lo plantearon.
Sí, de hecho.
Sí, porque recordemos que las otras películas es las primeras partes de otras partes que pues ahora próximamente llegarán en HBO Max. Pero tengo que interrumpirlos, amigos, porque ya empezó el panel y pues lo vamos a estar transmitiendo en vivo y en directo. Una vez más, lo vamos a dejar que corra en su lenguaje original en inglés. Al final del panel, que supuestamente solo durará alrededor de 45 minutos, una hora, regresamos nosotros aquí en las cajitas y les comentamos qué fue lo que nos gustó o lo que aprendimos del panel. Y de igual manera, pues ustedes ahí en la sección de comentarios sigan la conversación. Yo estaré pendiente del chat para conversar con ustedes. Y bueno, qué hype. Miren, ya el actor que hace de Darkseid, ahí tiene su Funko Pop en pantalla. Y bueno, entonces empecemos. ¡Wow! Ahí va. 3, 2, 1.
We're here with our spotlight on Ray Porter, also known as Darkseid. Ray Porter is an actor, a audiobook narrator, and a voice actor. And just to get us started real quick, we just need to let you guys in the chat know we cannot discuss the Darkseid voice or Darkseid's appearance.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to look like, and I don't know what he's going to ultimately sound like. I think I said on Twitter the other day that Zach's production people are absolute magicians. I know that it's going to be amazing because it's Zach's production people, but I you know, beyond even like, oh, I don't want to give that away. I don't know. So.
Well, to start off, how does it feel to be a panelist at the convention as a Darkseid?
It's the best thing ever. I can't even begin to express my gratitude to you for putting this together, to all of the amazing fans, the persistence and everything. I'm humbled and grateful, and I'm so happy you guys sent me a lanyard for my first con. Yes. I can tell you, security was really tough.
I know, they didn't even want to let us in. I mean, Meg got in for some reason, but
as I was walking in here into my booth, I had to stop by the chair and show it my security pass. The whole thing. Yeah.
Oh yes, we worked hard to get a tough security, but they just let Meg go anywhere without her badge. I mean, it's terrible.
I forgot my badge.
But it's Meg. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she gets away with everything. It's just terrible.
Exactly.
It's just terrible, I swear. Yeah, no, but tell us about where you are right now, right? Because you're in the.
I'm in the Los Angeles area. I'm in my recording booth, actually. It's why it's so dark in here. It's I record in the dark. No, I narrate audiobooks from here. I do voice work in here, and it's essentially just a sound muted room. You can see the PVC pipe. I basically built a blanket fort, and I'm an adult, and I do funny voices in a blanket fort all day long.
It sounds like a dream job, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Yeah, so we're in my booth. That's why it looks so dark, but you know, I figured maybe you guys would like to see something on the kind of dark side.
I like that. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
I see what
so since this is your recording booth,
this is my recording booth.
Outside of obviously what people are here for, you as a Darkseid, you are narrating audiobooks.
I narrate, yes.
Your most recent project is something that I'm super, super excited about. And I'm pretty sure there are people in the audience who are excited about it as well. If not, they're already finished it. And that's Sandman.
The Sandman.
Can we talk a little bit about Sandman?
Absolutely, we can. Yeah, Neil Gaiman and Dirk Maggs. Dirk Maggs produced and directed it. Neil obviously wrote it and is the narrator in it. And, you know, there's a lot of famous names that are playing various characters. But there's scores of brilliant genius actors that you've never heard of that are supplying so many different voices. I think Dirk Maggs on Twitter posted a series of pictures of the entire cast for each episode in this first segment of The Sandman. And you can actually go look up who plays what characters. And I would encourage you to research those actors because they're all just brilliant. You know, I went to London for the recording and was in the room with just immense, incredible talent. It was a real privilege to be a part of it. I played Beelzebub and Gilbert / Fiddler's Green and a bunch of other voices. I'm all through there doing all kinds of different things. And I'm so excited. Dirk actually posted a photo the other day of a billboard on Sunset Boulevard for it that Audible had put up. And I'm really, really proud to be a part of that production. And it's DC, so it's all in the family, you know, which is
all
great.
Your favorite things at once.
Yes. So yes, if you haven't heard Neil Gaiman's Sandman, produced by Dirk Maggs on Audible, run and get it now.
I mean, it's a full package. It's a full package. It's Neil Gaiman. It's DC. Sandman is absolutely brilliant on its own, and it's got Ray Porter in it. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you can't miss.
There's been a lot of good, encouraging early reviews from people who really know the graphic novels well, and they've all been very satisfied because it is, and it's something kind of unique. I was listening to it, and it's like I feel like I'm watching a movie just with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
What Dirk did with the production of it is so huge and so lush. It's not just, you know, rattling a glass on a saucer. More tea, mum. You know, it is a complete environment. You can close your eyes and you're there. It's truly incredible, and I think it's really sort of a brand new form. It'll be interesting to see if there are other audio productions that continue this. So it's very exciting to be part of it.
So it's different in like how it is from other audiobooks. It's not like other audiobook projects that you've ever worked on.
Have you ever done a Star Wars book? Because it sounds like the way they format the Star Wars books.
Do you know I've not done a Star Wars book? I know Anthony Heald, who narrated a lot of the early ones. I know him from the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in Ashland, but I didn't know they were doing that sort of ambient, you know, sound and that sort of thing. What Dirk is doing, I mean, you sit and you listen to it and it's almost positional. You know, you'll hear a conversation and you know where the people are in the space talking. The whole environment is very, very full. I'm telling you, it is a movie. It's like watching, or even better, it's like being pulled into the graphic novel and you're just standing there in the midst of the graphic novel as it's happening. So yeah, I can't say enough about it. I'm really, really proud to have been a part of it.
So how did it feel I saw in one of the pictures that Dirk posted that you were standing next to Andy Serkis. How did it feel to record alongside that kind of voice?
Well, I mean, that's like showing off your math homework to Stephen Hawking. I mean, the man's a genius. You know, but even that, I mean, when I recorded Beelzebub, I was in the room with Michael Sheen. Michael Sheen was Lucifer standing right there. And, you know, again, you're just like, oh, he's a genius. I guess I better bring my A game. But that was the way that it was every single day of recording. No matter who was in there, it was like, oh, good God, I hope I can do as well as they do. You know, it was marvelous to be a part of it. And Neil Gaiman means so much to me as an author. My first encounter with him was the book Neverwhere, which is still one of my absolute favorite books, bar none. And then Ocean at the End of the Lane, and all these other incredible books that I love. So I got to meet him and thank him for those books, which is a great thing, you know?
Yeah, it's very special to be able to meet your favorite authors.
Yes.
I've
most
had the
definitely.
pleasure of doing that a few times, and it's always been such an amazing experience. So
It's a
how
great
did
thing.
you?
Sorry, go on.
I was going to ask, how did you get into audiobook narrating?
Well, I left Ashland after 18 seasons of doing Shakespeare, and I came down to LA, and I had been interested in audiobooks for quite some time, but didn't really know how to get into it. And this was, years ago, before audiobooks became kind of what they are now. And I essentially sent an audition to this audiobook company that I had a connection with. They listened to it. They seemed to like it. They sent me a book. The book did really well. So they sent me another one and another and another, and it kind of snowballed from there. And it's been terrific. It's a very funny community, audiobook narrators, because we're all basically very solitary people. And so when we have gatherings, there's a big convention that happens every year, the Audio Publishers Convention in New York. Ooh. And they also have audio awards at that time.
Oh, wow.
And so all of the narrators get to come out of their booths and go and mingle. And everybody wears name tags because
you don't know what
people by face, it's just, but some of my best friends I've made through this community, and it's wonderful. I mean, that feeling when you're looking at somebody and they're so skilled and they're so amazingly talented and they're your friend. How cool is that? It's a real
I mean, that's how we feel about you. So.
Oh, thank you. Well, so I feel about you too. I have to say, I've gotten more enjoyment out of these than is probably good, like fights and it's crazy.
Why do you think we have hundreds of them?
Well, that's the thing.
I mean, there is a whole wall of them. There's a whole wall of them to the left side. And
I know that there's probably collectors who are like, "Why is that out of the box?" I still have the box, but he needed to be free.
Sometimes you need to take them out.
The thing is, as long as it's all about keeping the box in the pristine condition. If you do you can take him out of the box and then put him back in. It doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna know.
Fabulous.
So at this point, you've done a lot of books, to the point where when I messaged you the other day about a book where you popped up in it, you forgot you'd even done that book.
It's been a minute. Yeah, I've got something like, I think I crossed the 400 line a little while ago, wow. Which is not as many as a lot of friends, but yeah, it's been really good. It's been really good.
You mentioned Shakespeare before, and you told us just before we started, you told us this little story. It's Shakespeare, how you met Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher Ray Fisher and I both worked at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in Ashland, Oregon.
Wow. Small world.
Small world. It's a tiny, I used to say there's 11 actors. Actors, whenever they get together, it's like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Chicago. Oh, do you know? And invariably they do. But I like Ray so much. He's a great guy. Yeah.
Because the BBC has like 12 actors and 3 sets.
Exactly. But I have to say, I'm so happy for Ray with the Snyder Cut being released, because that story is going to be told and told the way that it should be. And he's such a good actor and such a good man. And I'm really, really happy for him.
We're really happy for both of you, because you're both getting to finally you get to be a part of the film the way that you had thought you would be.
It's been a roller coaster, I have to say. It's been quite a journey, just personally. It's been a real adventure, but just grateful and humbled and excited. I can't wait to see what it looks like, what it sounds like, what the world is going to be. I'm so looking forward to seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, I can assure you, after we first see a scene with you in it, we'll probably be on to DMing or emailing you and being like, "Oh my god!"
I'll keep an eye out.
I mean, we already blasted your messages after that teaser, so there's always that.
Yes.
But I've just seen a question in the chat, and that was, what was your reaction when you first learned that Snyder Cut's coming out?
When I first learned that the Snyder Cut's coming out is when I watched Zack showing, you know, I learned at the same time everybody else did, basically.
Wow.
Well, I had a couple of inklings that I can't really discuss, but
like permissions and whatnot.
Just I had heard some things on the telegraph, shall we say.
The gossip grapevine, gotcha.
So, you know, I had a suspicion, more or less, but for me, it was so important to be able to experience that with the fans, and to share that moment. And I think the way that it was announced was just fantastic.
Perfect.
And I was on the phone with someone in England, and at the same time, and it was like, it's gonna happen. It was like, oh my god. Really, really exciting.
Like, I get to be a big movie villain. Yes.
Oh.
Like the biggest villain also.
Oh my god.
Darkseid.
I know, it's
there is no bigger villain.
No.
There is.
I think
Yeah,
Darkseid's
he's
pretty
kind
cool.
of the architect for every bad thing that ever happens in DC. So this will be great.
So
It's
no
a
pressure.
living.
So one of my favorite things when actors talk about, like, you know, what their work is, was where were you when you found out you got the role?
I was in England. It was towards the end of filming. The bulk of the movie was shot at Warner Brothers Leedston Studios in England. And I was there, and was told that Zach wanted me for this role. It was like, whoa, okay. And then yeah, I was shortly after. And then got to fly to Los Angeles to shoot mocap sequences, and then another trip to Los Angeles for I don't know what the term is. I'm terrible about this. There's mocap, but then there's also like face capture or character capture, and that was with Kieran,
cool.
doing some scenes, and then also did, over the course of the time, did some looping and some various sound things from the studios in London as well. So it's been
not just voice acting.
No, it's acting.
Wow.
Albeit, you know, a different sort of acting when you're wearing, you know, I think I said that me, Peter Guinness, and Kieran Hines in black lycra is not something anyone wants to see.
You know, that would probably explain why there's no behind the scenes photos that have leaked. Those probably all got like threatened to be deleted. Don't you dare.
There is one. I do have one photo, and it's Kieran in his special suit they make you wear for face capture and all of that, trying to get into this like cramped little like dressing room space, and Peter and I are laughing uproariously from the golf cart. But, and you know, and Kieran Hines, my God, that's an actor I have admired for so many years, and to be able to meet him and to work with him and just
so
unbelievable.
What's that like when you like get into the room with an actor that you've admired for years and you're told you're going to work with them? Like, how do you process that?
It's interesting. I've never been one of those. I've been in LA for a while. I've been around a little bit, and I know it's very easy to get jaded and, you know, oh yeah, well, there's that. I still get excited going through the gates at Paramount Studios because I'm going through the gates at Paramount Studios. How cool is that? I still get stoked, you know, when I see somebody whose work I really admire, and I always think it's just respect. If you admire somebody's work, if you like what someone did, to me it'd be rude not to say, you know, I really like your work. But you have to kind of, you know, you get that out of the way, and then just two actors working, and you've got the demands and tasks that any actor has, and it's just about getting down to business and doing the work. And then afterwards, calling your family, oh my God, I just worked with you.
So you have to
Put
like
together
make
for
sure
the moment, and then the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
that's when you go out to your car and you check to make sure your windows are rolled up before you. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or like
Probably gonna be us
the
tonight.
instructions of the Japanese amusement park, scream inside your heart. You do a lot of screaming inside your heart. You're sitting there like, oh, that's really fantastic, and inside you're like, oh.
This is gonna be us tonight too, so it's fine.
Well, it
Yeah.
does.
You are going to fall dead asleep after this is all over,
Oh,
and
I don't
probably
know.
sleep for the next 3 days. You must be exhausted.
That's possible.
I think it's unbelievable what you've achieved with this. Thank you for doing it,
No
but
problem.
also just how incredible. I've been
we have
yammering. Let's
We have
do
a question
questions.
from Joe. She asks, one sec, let me find it. You sound like such a nice guy. How do you get into the mindset to play Darkseid?
Bad guys don't think that they're bad. Bad
That scared me.
bad people think that they're right.
Yeah.
You know.
That was a little scary. Like
That
you
was scary.
I could see your tab moving from nice guy to how do I think like a villain? It was like, whoa, okay.
But really, no villain thinks they're a villain because that's boring. The audience doesn't care. You know,
Right.
I can't wait to. I'm bad. Nobody wants that.
Every villain is a hero in their own mind,
Correct. Absolutely.
their own story.
Absolutely.
I don't know who said that, but that's like.
It was
I think
Jonita
that's very
Davis.
true.
Yeah. No, it's a great question, Joe. Thank you.
That's our homegirl Jonita Davis. She'll be in the diversity panel tomorrow.
Oh,
Excellent.
yes. I have a
And
question.
so, were you already a fan of Zach before you were cast?
Absolutely. Yeah. Both
So-
as a director and as a person. I had gotten to know him just socially, you know, from a couple of other projects, and I just love the guy, and Debbie as well. Just two of the kindest people ever.
Such beautiful people.
They really are.
Truly. And so, and working with him as a director was fantastic. He's a great director. He really, really knows actors, and it's clear. It's a pleasure to work. And I think I said in a podcast earlier, I mean, I'd work with the guy under any circumstances, you know. We're going to do a one-man Waiting for Godot in a phone booth in the middle of winter in Minnesota. Okay, sign me up. If Zach is
You know, I'd love to see that.
I can imagine those phone calls. It's like, Zack Snyder wants to. Yes.
pretty much.
Sign me
Yeah.
up.
You don't care what it. No, I'm
No,
on.
don't care what it is.
Tell me where to show up and
I
what
was-
to wear.
I was going to say Zack Snyder wants a pizza. Great, I'll have it there. 30 minutes, no problem.
No, what I wanted to ask is, what does it mean to you, this role? You know, Darkseid and being part of all this. What does it mean to you? What is it? You know.
Wow.
Hope you had your coffee. We're hitting you with the big
Yeah.
question.
Gosh.
I like how she took her coffee and started sipping. You know.
Boy, I'll tell you, that is a
Here for the
huge,
teas.
huge question. What it means to me is so many things. I mean, first of all, I'm beyond excited to be able to be a part of the DC pantheon. I'm so excited to be a part of something that means so much to so many people. And I feel an inherent responsibility with that. You know, the fans are infinitely more knowledgeable about canon and about Darkseid than I ever will be. And I've always said that, even back when I was doing Shakespeare, the audience is always the smartest person in the room. And I have a huge amount of respect for fans. But secondarily, what it's meant to me from the moment that it was leaked that I played this part, and I panicked and freaked out because I didn't want anyone to think I'd violated my NDA. Nobody in this fandom had to welcome me the way that I've been welcomed. Who the hell is Ray Porter? You know, and I understand that. I mean, it's, you know, I've read a lot of things of like, there's no way that's, they're going to want an established actor. And it's like, I think I'm established, but I'm not established by the benchmark set by, you know, a lot of people.
Right.
I totally get that. And I totally respect it. understanding that every established actor that anybody's ever seen at one time wasn't, you know. So that's fine. But the fact that the overwhelming response from everybody was, welcome, we got you, you're here. I have an immense amount of loyalty to the fans, of respect for the fans, and above everything else, gratitude. I'm so grateful for everything from the beginning of this journey. I mean, I wish I could hug every one of them, and I can't because COVID.
It's okay. We gave you a hug last year. So
that's true. That's
we'll have
true.
to hold you over for a bit.
Yes, and you gave me this.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
I remember personally when I found out that you were Darkseid, there was so much excitement, but also a lot of anger because we were pissed. We were all very pissed off about the fact that you were cast in this amazing role, you did the work, and we didn't get to see it.
Well, that was that was evident. I certainly felt it. It was funny. I know that speculation about it after the movie was initially released. I remember watching Kevin Smith, another director that I think is freaking genius.
We love Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
But I saw Kevin Smith talking about some things he had learned, you know, and he dropped that thing of like, and Darkseid was in it. Oh, you know, and I'm sitting there watching it going, I know, dude, I know. And the speculation that came online of well, who is it? It's going to be this person, and I'm again sat at home like, you know, there's been this feeling of like, you know, pinch me, I'm dreaming. There's been a feeling of like, oh no, is somebody going to take it away? There's been the feeling of just absolute joy. But for me, the greatest thing is like when the Snyder Cut was announced, and I could go onto Twitter and I could share in the victory dance with everybody. That to me was the greatest thing ever. I have so much respect for the fandom, for the knowledge and all of that, but beyond that, just the kindness has been overwhelming. And I'm humbled, and it's like I want to somehow give that back, so I just do the best work I can, and hopefully you guys are all happy with it.
I'm sure we will. You
No
know,
doubt.
something across the board, Zach has got this crazy talent for casting the perfect people for each role. So it was like at least for us, like the second we heard that you were Darkseid, we were like, then he's the perfect part for the role. Like,
yeah.
And also, after meeting you, you're kind of built big enough to, like, tall enough and whatnot to be Darkseid. So I was like, oh, okay. Or maybe I'm just really short, but
I wasn't going to say.
You are really short, but I agree with you.
Okay, I have a question
we wanted it to
here.
Be a surprise. Yes, Meg. Yes.
It says, how collaborative was the Snyder Cut? Was that how much input did you have in where the direction of your character went, if you can say?
Well, I mean, you know, I showed up on the first day with a helium tank and a passable imitation of Gilbert Gottfried, and Zach seemed really happy. No, I'm completely kidding. Before you publish that on your blog, that's a total lie. It's a lie. I never said that. Well, I did, but I didn't.
I'm so sorry about this slide, guys. I did not expect it to be sunny in Wales today.
It's like a UFO has landed outside your house.
The sun comes out in Wales.
But it feels like it too, because like it's never sunny in Wales. So I don't know what's going on. Like,
is that the sequel
to
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
It's never sunny in Wales.
Yeah, pretty much.
Zach is amazing because he oftentimes, like, you'll be about to suggest something, or at least this was my experience. You'll be about to, like, maybe I could try. And before you get there, he goes, maybe you could try. It's like, okay, you're a psychic. Great. Okay, fine. The point with Zach, as my experience with him as an actor, is that you feel completely safe. He's certainly open to you trying things, to conversation, to dialogue, and all of that. But you are cared for, and really, you know that you're giving your best, and he's not going to let you be bad, you know?
Oh, you are really short, but I agree with you.
Is that the sequel to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
But it feels like it too, because like it's never sunny in Wales.
it's the best kind of situation, and he's such a damn good director. So
People are saying the sunlight is the boom tube opening up in
yes it is. I'm coming. I need to go to Wales because
you know, the other day I was like, that was one of the shows that you were on. I was actually joining on right after you left, and I was like, you guys are putting me in a really bad spot, because it's like I am here to replace Ray Porter. That's not gonna happen. Someone in the chat goes, that's Nana's side, so now I'm Nana's side. So I guess
I've also seen in the chat some people saying Ray side, so you're not
Ray
just
side. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I'll fix it for the next battle, guys. I'm sorry. This is really like unexpected.
It's all good. More questions.
I've seen a few questions about what type of research did you do to kind of get to know Darkseid, I guess.
You know, I did a little. I do not claim to have an encyclopedic knowledge of that character or of the history, and I realize that might not please a lot of people who understand it in the way that they do. The best explanation I can give for that goes back once again to Shakespeare. When you do a Shakespearean play, you're playing a character that's been around for 500 years. Millions of actors have had a go at it. Millions of people have seen it and, you know, have loved it or whatever. And for anybody, there'll be that definitive performance of that role. If you go on stage thinking about that, your character will be completely hollow. And, you know, so as an actor, I need to play what the scenes are as if it's the very first time happening.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. You were coming into a character that's been around for a while, so yeah.
Been around for a while, very established, and again, brilliant actors have played that role. So I can either walk in intimidated by the work that those brilliant actors have done. I can try to copy what they've done, or I can just be overwhelmed by how huge it is. And in any case, I'm not going to be honestly doing my job and providing value for money to the audience. I'm not going to be entertaining. So really for me, it was more about what's going on in this scene. How do I play this as real and as important and as immediate as possible? So a little bit of research, but just enough for me to kind of, you know, understand some things.
I have a question, because like I don't know if anyone else wants to know, but I love Shakespeare. So who did you play?
I've played Iachimo, I've played Tullus Ophidius, I've played Falstaff, I've played both Antipholi in Comedy Bears. I've done a lot, almost the canon, not quite, but almost. Lots and lots and lots. I played Kent in Lear, which is one of my favorite characters ever. Wow. Yeah, a lot of different parts. So
let's see.
I see it repeating in the chat again. So for the 2,000 of you who joined after we said it, Ray can't do the Darkseid voice, guys. He doesn't even know how it's gonna sound. So
yeah, I'm really sorry. I'll tell you, I'm as excited as maybe, or curious as maybe you are, to hear what Darkseid's going to ultimately sound like and what Darkseid's going to look like. But that's not in my purview. That's, you know, Zach and his people creating after it's all shot. So
I just had a pretty good question. It was about how do you get ready to do voices like Darkseid that are like, you know, that are taxing? Like, how do you prepare for that?
Well, the trick is you don't want to make it, you want to make it as real as possible for the demands of the scene, but you don't want to make it so taxing that you're either unable to finish the scene or you're just unable to talk for the next, you know, week and a half. So it's a lot of just training and sort of finding the edges of like, okay, if I do that, I'll hurt myself. So let me pull back a little there and let's see what we can, you know. You just spend a little bit of time. I mean, I learned that doing theater. I've also learned that with audiobooks. I can remember one book specifically where there were these demons who appeared throughout the book. And I started out like doing this really great, what I thought great demon voice. And by the end of it, I had made Swiss cheese out of my vocal cords. And so I was like, wow, never again. You know?
It probably hurt a lot.
Yeah, so you just work. It's a technique like anything else. I mean, you know, everybody has jobs, everybody has, you know, knows ways to get the job done efficiently. And it's just that, you know, for an actor, it's like, okay, I make this vocal choice that will address it, but then I can also survive from. So
I've seen a question, that one's nice, that says, if there was it was worded differently, but it said, what Shakespeare play should Zack Snyder make into a movie?
Oh my God. Boy, that's huge.
Yeah, that's
I would love to see his Henry V. Can you imagine the Battle of Agincourt as directed by Zack Snyder? Shut up! Oh my God, that would be genius.
Epic.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Like, somebody tweet Zach, tell him this idea.
Yes.
Do Henry V. Cast me in it, please.
They're gonna be reminding us tonight. Hang on, just wait.
Yeah.
How did Ray play Uxas and Darkseid differently? Uxas, who is
yeah.
I think someone else did young Darkseid, didn't they? Or am I missing?
There was kind of a, it's funny, there was sort of a mixture between some of the like clearly stunt sequences and, you know, different sounds and that sort of thing. In many ways, Uxas or Uxas or however you pronounce it,
I'm not sure
however you want to pronounce it, and I'm not going to answer that. You pronounce it the way you pronounce it. Much respect, you know. In many ways, it's almost two completely different people. You know, granted, he evolves into Darkseid, but it's a maturing, it's a change, it's a metamorphosis in a way. So yeah, there was some differences. You know, can't go into too much detail.
Right.
We'll have to meet up with you again after the cut is out, and get the real juicy stuff.
The real juicy stuff, yes, for sure.
Let's see. Have you met any more of the cast other than Kieran and?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Met everybody. Jason Momoa is such a good guy.
I was just gonna ask how he was.
Really funny. He's fantastic. Ray, obviously. Ezra, Gal. She's so tall. I remember the first time I met her, I was like, wow, you're tall.
And you're like, wait, hi.
Yeah. And Ben, and of course I had worked with Ben. Ben directed me in Argo. So
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I met basically everybody.
I've seen a few people ask about what your inspiration behind, like, did you have anybody that inspired you to be, like, as your role of Darkseid? Like any real life people or
any real life people.
Yeah, where you pull from to do this.
Yeah, I would have to say, like, probably the biggest, and like to the point of, you know, I stole from this person for the role would be Dolly Parton. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally, again, that's a complete lie.
I was about to say, how
that's
dare you?
That's a complete lie. I'm just no. Yeah, when Darkseid's
gonna have a blonde wig.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God, the articles that are gonna come out after this, if you did not pay attention to the whole panel, is gonna be like.
I'll get a phone call from Tennessee. What's this I hear? No, that was a complete lie and a complete joke. So don't anybody take that further. You know, again, the thing that I talked about before with no, as you said, no villain thinks that they're bad.
Yeah.
You know, this is a person. I use the term loosely, but this is a person who is extremely certain of the rightness of his cause and certain of the desire. He's been wronged, and he's going to make it right. And, you know, victory for Darkseid means a lot of different things. And so we've all kind of been there. My whole job is to hopefully, on some level, you can go like, yeah, I felt like that. I get it. I get why he's like that. You know, Not that I'm not pleased. I have to, God, talk about walking on eggshells when you talk about this character, because you know somebody's going to take it and run with it and write an article, and it's going to be just not what I said. And I don't want to do that because, again,
isn't that
this
always
is
the case, though?
Well, it is, and I understand it, but this is about when the movie comes out in 2021 and everybody experiencing it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want people to hear a rustling behind the bushes and assume that it's a herd of unicorns. It's probably just a dog,
So you're in Scotland.
Yes. So, for me, there wasn't an archetype or a particular person that I went, I'm going to draw from this as Darkseid. There are elements of a lot of different things. There's a lot of different actors who've influenced me. There's a lot of characters and stories that have influenced me. But at the root of it all is Darkseid believes 100% in what he's doing and believes in the rightness of his cause. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I had someone asked, do you like Batman or Superman more?
Oh, God, that's loaded, isn't it?
Yes.
I love how Cole is just waiting here. She always ends up on the losing
you could
side
pick
for this
the
one,
right
but...
answer, which would be Wonder Woman. I'm just saying.
Oh, come on. I mean, I love Wonder Woman. Are you kidding me? I went to the London premiere of BVS. And I'm assuming everybody's seen it, but
of course.
Dude, when she shows up, like Batman's about to get nailed, and there's that, it's like I screamed. It was the best. It was I screamed. I loved it. Wonder Woman.
We all screamed.
I mean, now imagine like being a woman and just seeing that on the screen for the first time. It's just
so
like
beautiful.
Tears.
That's a whole.
I think that we've made a couple hours podcast worth of just that moment.
Yeah.
Like how much it meant,
I'm so glad the Wonder Woman has been depicted the way that she has, and I realize it's so important. Yeah, it's incredible.
That's just another case of how Zach is so good at casting. He chose Gal, and everyone was like, "Ew, what? She's too skinny. She's just a model. She's too pretty," And now it's like you cannot have anyone but her. So
she really kind of is it, isn't she? I mean, I remember the first time I saw her as Wonder Woman. I'm like, well, that's it. There you go, done.
You saw her in person in the costume. I'm so jealous.
How is it working? How is it working with Gal?
Well, I didn't really work with her, that much. But I mean, I can tell you, there's, Gal is incredible. It's one of those things where you're just like, I'm just going to be over here and kind of in awe. But also, I mean, there's a certain, this is what to me is so magic about what I get to do. The first time that I saw Ben in the bat suit, the power of that suit, when he walks out, it's like...
Everyone's flat on the floor crying.
No, it's the, or when Henry is in the suit, it's like, there's a real thing. It's like, oh my God, Batman is here, Superman is here. It's wonderful. There is a real power to that kind of stuff. I know that Patrick Stewart talked about the thing of on The Next Generation. He preferred that nobody else sit in the captain's chair, but him, and he's right, and it's understandable. The power of the symbology of what that is greater than any one person or one actor or whatever. And so, when somebody comes out and they're dressed in the Wonder Woman costume, well, that's Wonder Woman. Oh my God, and it's very real.
That's the one thing that kind of sucks about the fact that you had to do mocap, is that we don't get to see you like in Darkseid mode until the movie's out.
Can you imagine what the Darkseid suit would be? Oh my God. Although I'm sure somebody's going to cosplay the hell out of that, and I can't wait to see it.
I was actually disappointed we didn't get any Darkseid cosplayers in our cosplay contest.
How was the cosplay contest? Because that's the one thing that makes me sad about, with the whole COVID thing, is that I don't get to marvel at the work that people put into these amazing
He has
costumes.
some absolutely fantastic
Insane.
entries. It's been like the voting has closed now, so we know the winners. People won't
Yeah.
learn them until tomorrow. But
Okay.
yeah, some of
I
the
can't wait to
entries
see.
were just
I can't wait to see.
mind blowing. I think
Again,
that was actually go on.
That's another reason why I respect fans so much, is you see the amount of work and care that gets put into these things for a con. It's incredible. I mean, how can you not respect somebody that cares so much about this kind of thing? So
you can guarantee that there's going to be a fan out there after we get the first look at Darkseid, like whether it be a picture or a glimpse in a teaser or something.
I can't
you
wait.
Guarantee someone will instantly start working on that build.
Yes.
I can't wait.
And I mean, we met at San Diego before, Cole and I, and I mean, you've seen what people are capable of, and it's just
it's overwhelming.
Sometimes, it's just crazy what people can do, and so what I think was really cool about the cosplay that we've done, in a way, is that people could use even their older photos. They didn't have to make a new cosplay for it.
Oh, that's good.
Which I think was pretty cool in that sense, that, and what we got were amazing entries. Some of them are absolutely mind-blowing.
Adam, I don't know how to say your last name, said, what was the audition process like for Darkseid?
It was Zach telling me that I would play Darkseid.
Oh,
and me going, okay.
Really? So you didn't audition?
Wow.
Zach knew that I narrated audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach likes to hear words rather than just sit and read them. And so I was going in and essentially narrating the script for him for a time. And I guess that was my audition, because the next thing I knew, I was told I would be playing Darkseid, and was like, oh, okay.
You were like, I just thought I was going to be like your assistant or something, but
all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
That's really awesome.
And I appreciate that. There's such a difference between the written word and the spoken word, and I totally get why he would prefer hearing it over reading it. And, again, just, I keep saying it over and over and over again, and probably people are going to get a lot more tired of it than I do before I stop saying it. But my absolute sense of gratitude to everyone for this whole experience is overwhelming. To Zach, to you, to all of the fandom, it's huge.
So that you actually managed to answer one of my questions, which was going to be, I was going to ask, like, how did Zach discover you? Like, what did he see if you didn't audition? But
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know what the hell he saw. I'm just glad he saw something. Yeah.
I've seen question, what does it feel like to be the first live action Darkseid on the big screen?
Huge, immense. I really hope that I do a good job for you.
We're sure you will.
Yeah.
No pressure. We're not saying that to pressure you, but because we have the utmost faith in you and your talent.
Well, I appreciate it, but it's enormous. I know what it means to people, and I have a respect for that, and it's huge. I really, really hope that I am able to, add my name to that list of brilliant actors who played this role and have done a good job. It's big, I know.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'd like to do it again.
When
Yes, we would love it.
We can't wait for when after the first look, somebody's gonna have to get you like a cardboard cutout of yourself.
Yes. Keep it in.
Do you know my house?
video.
My house is so full of Darkseid things now. I mean, I've got a couple of brilliant pieces of art.
Ooh.
I've got, these guys. I've got, all these T-shirts and everything. It's like I look like a more knowledgeable fan than I am. So I guess I need some education.
I remember Victor sent you the poster that he won the competition with, correct?
Yeah, I bought it from him. I insisted. He wanted to just give it to me, and I insisted that I buy it because it's important that artists be paid.
Right.
So it was like, thank you for the offer. That's really super kind. Let me pay you for this, because he created that.
I don't know if you've seen, but Victor has been doing some really awesome stuff for this convention.
Phenomenal work.
He's put up some. He's selling some of his sketches for charity.
I saw that. Yeah, phenomenal.
For charity. He's also one of our guests on tomorrow.
Good.
He's been doing a lot.
Somebody wants a Darkseid plush that they can squeeze and hear your voice.
Yes.
we should submit it to Build-A-Bear, really.
Yes. Can you imagine?
God, can you imagine?
I'm on an end cap in a drugstore somewhere. Try me on my hand. Oh my God, that would be hysterical. Yeah, Build-A-Bear, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of questions about who do you think would win, which it's hilarious. But Thanos or Darkseid?
Yeah, I know. I've seen that question come up.
We need to know.
He's not
like I'm gonna say, and that's
right.
it. I'm not throwing down the gauntlet, as it were, to Thanos. I mean, it seems to me, because I was curious. Somebody raised the question, and I was like, well, I probably should know this, and so I did a lot of reading, and it seems to me, maybe I'm wrong, but the general consensus seems to be that Darkseid would prevail.
Oh yeah,
definitely. He's not an idiot. Just saying.
Like because he doesn't need a special glove.
Just like.
Yeah. That's true. Very true.
Oh God, I'm just. Ray Porter, Darkseid would kick. No, I'm not saying that.
Look, this
Ray Porter
is a DC convention. This is a DC convention. You'll get away with it.
Yeah.
I get a phone call. I get a phone call from Brolin. Hey, man. No. Street fight.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's see.
I wish that I could answer every single question coming up.
I know,
really
me
do.
too, because there's so many.
I wish we had a chance to catch every single question coming up.
I keep seeing this one question that keeps popping up. Are you ready to fight Superman, or do you think are you afraid to fight Superman? Like you, not like Darkseid, but like you.
Me?
Yeah.
Ray Porter? Is Ray Porter afraid to fight Superman?
Yeah.
Ray Porter wouldn't get in a fight with Superman. Maybe come over for some dialogue and a couple of McVitie's cookies and some tea, but no fighting Superman. Darkseid? Superman who?
Shots fired.
All right then.
We'll wait for Henry's rebuttal.
I mean, speaking as Darkseid, it's like, what? Kid with a glyph on his chest is going to give me problems?
I'm still stuck on the dark side.
Someone get Henry on the phone. We'll just throw it in here. And
Henry would kick my ass. Henry would kick my ass.
That's hilarious.
If there's ever like a grudge match or something or a fight, don't bet on me. I'll be in the corner doing my best imitation of a kitten. All right, yes?
Oh my gosh, it's going so fast.
This is too good.
I'm seeing people asking that if we do get to a point where there is going to be another Justice League and your character makes it to the end of the first one, would you still want to continue with this character?
Are you kidding? Hell yes. Hell yes.
You seem offended. I even had that.
Exactly.
I mean, there was this whole talk that you would do anything that Zach asked. So.
Well, yeah, exactly. But also, I mean, oh my God, are you kidding? Yes, I'd love to do more of this. Yeah. It's fun.
Yes.
It's cool. You know, yes, I'd love to do that. Absolutely.
Let's see. What is your favorite power that Darkseid has?
His ability to select the right wine with pasta, I would have to say, is probably my favorite.
That is... Perfect.
I mean, come on. Omega beams are badass.
Yeah.
I think they're so cool. I mean, I would love to be able to. Can you imagine just being in traffic and having Omega beams?
Yeah,
dude.
Cuts you in line.
I don't think I'd be allowed to.
But honestly, on a more serious note, without like getting too crazy about it or whatever, I've always been captivated by the idea of the Omega beams because, as a kid who grew up with Coke bottle thick glasses and having had a couple of eye surgeries and, you know, having had the vision difficulties that I've had in my life, the idea of like some powerful thing shooting from my eyes is naturally pretty attractive. That probably is my favorite thing of his. Also, if nothing else, it'd be like, hey, I need that thing on the top shelf. Well, which one? That. It'd be great as like a laser pointer. I think that'd be good. You can amuse cats.
I was gonna say, you drive your cats crazy.
Exactly.
All right, people, more questions. Keep them coming.
I see a question. If you worked with Jesse Eisenberg, if you got a chance. And
I didn't. No. I admire him a great deal as an actor, and I would have loved to, but I did not get to work with him. No.
He's an amazing Lex Luthor. We heard that apparently in the cut he gets to meet Darkseid at some point or something. That's something that I think has been speculated, and it's like that would be so cool to see these two crazy
Just shake hands. Well,
that'd
not
be
COVID.
genius.
Touch elbows.
Like
Zoom conference.
Yeah.
We could refer to this as the Zoom tube.
Yes.
That I've come down to, like,
perfect.
Copyright Zoom tube.
Zoom tube. What else?
Let's see. Let me scroll one sec. Someone said, if you were to play a DC hero or villain besides Darkseid, who would you pick?
Well, that's tough. I mean, I've kind of got the hair for Aquaman. But,
yes.
And absolutely nothing else. But I don't know. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved Batman.
Yeah.
I've still got my old Corgi Batmobile from the 70s, and yeah, he was always kind of a favorite of mine.
Someone in the comments says that you have the best personality possible for the question.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's it. And just for disclaimer for my fellow organizers, no, that was not my little brother saying that.
I was gonna say,
my little
brother is like a massive fan.
So I checked the username. It wasn't him. But actually, I can totally see that. Like,
what's your little brother's name?
My brother's name is Christian, but
Hey, Christian, what's up? Hi. Hello.
I'm just gonna wait.
Now we'll hear scream from the next door.
I've seen this question a few times, but what was it like to have to keep this secret for so long?
Boy, well, initially I was in the movie and I had to keep this secret, which was fun. It's like I've got a fun secret, and then I wasn't in the movie anymore, but I still had to keep the secret, and that was hard. And then speculation started about was Darkseid in the movie and who played him, and I had to be quiet because I had signed an NDA, and that was hard, and then it got leaked, and I sort of poked holes in the NDA over the course of several months, but keeping quiet about it. I mean, honestly, it's sort of funny, but it also meant a great deal to me that right after Zach announced, the release of the movie, I texted him to congratulate him on it, and I said, "Can I please finally come out as having played the role?" And he said, "Yes." And so that's when I went on Twitter and went, "Hi everybody, my name's Ray, and I played Darkseid in Zack Snyder's Justice League," and I got to say it.
Yeah.
And that was very liberating, because it has been a serious roller coaster, emotionally and in every way, just like, yeah. So I'm when I talk about being happy, when I talk about being grateful, and when I talk about being humbled, I absolutely mean it 1,000%.
There's another question about how did it feel when you learned kind of that you were being cut out of the movie, or did you know that ahead of time at all?
It's not the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It's not a happy day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sad about it, obviously, because my first thought when I got the role was, oh my God, I get to go to cons and I get to meet fans.
Next summer, buddy.
My friend Kim Rhodes.
I mean, you're at the con now.
I am, and I get to meet fans, and that's the best thing ever. My friend Kim Rhodes, who was on Supernatural, attends a lot of cons, and everything she ever described to me, I was like, oh God, I want to experience that, you know? And so, yeah, when I first got the role, I was like, yay, I get to do, you know, and then it came out that things were shaped the way that they were, and I was very sad, obviously. It's a bit, you know, it's disappointing. I mean, you know, be told, hey, you're going to play this really significant, huge character in this really significant, huge thing, and then, oh, sorry, you're not. That's very sad.
Yeah.
You know, but obviously I had to be quiet about it still. And I didn't want to detract from or take anything away from that film. But yeah, it was hard, you know, but it's Hollywood. It's welcome to the roller coaster. You know?
Well, you've got a year to get ready, because next
I know.
year you're going to be in a situation where you'll get to experience that for sure.
I'm really stoked.
Even if we don't get to, like, even if it's like the way the cut comes out, we don't get to see Darkseid right away or something. Like, if it comes out in like a mini series or even half a movie or whatever, like, people are going to be so stoked to meet the guy who plays Darkseid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about it, and for me also, the fact that Zach's vision is finally going to be seen, and it's due to the persistence of fans all over the world. It's huge. This doesn't happen every day. It's amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
it
I'm
is.
so stoked about that. I mean, for me, it's less about, oh, I get to meet fans. It's like, no, I get to celebrate with people that this is happening.
And you get to experience the same thing you've seen other actors experience.
Yes, which is really nice. It's also a huge responsibility, but you know, and I also, I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to divorce myself from the idea of like, hey, we both like this really cool thing, let's share it.
Yeah.
As opposed to actor fan kind of thing. It's like, no, isn't this cool? You know.
Well,
yeah.
we are almost out of time.
Oh
so
no!
One more question.
Yes.
So there's one more question, really quick, sort of
yes.
like a goodbye question, because I feel like it's a good one. Somebody is asking, after Sandman and Zia's jail, are any upcoming projects you can talk about that you have?
A ton of audiobooks right now, and it's, you know, it's pretty quiet in Hollywood right now, obviously.
Speaking of audiobooks, you should totally do the Release the Snyder Cut book by Sean O'Connell, just saying.
I've already talked to him about it. I'm like, when you guys get there, let me know, you know, because I'd be happy to.
Good. You're the only choice. You're the only choice.
Yes, exactly.
Well, although he's, you know, he's a damn good narrator in his own right. He's got like the radio chops. He's got a really good voice. And I said that to him. He was like, no, I'd rather have you do it. Okay, fine. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, when his publishers get to that place, then I said, absolutely, let's talk. I'm certainly open to it. You know, I hate to say goodbye. I could do this all day, and we'll just keep doing it on many other days. I'm grateful to you three for what you did today. This is, I mean, overwhelming and huge. And I know this is not the last time this happens. Look what you've done. Incredible.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us for your first con.
Oh, my first con. I'm grateful to all of the people who wrote in with questions. I'm sorry that we didn't get to answer all of them. And I'm overwhelmingly just grateful for the entire experience.
Hey, ¿qué tal amigos de Noticias Geek TV? Pues muchísimas gracias por estar viendo la transmisión en vivo y en directo del del Justice con el actor Ray Porter, que fue el que hizo la voz de Darkseid para la película. Y honestamente, pues no reveló muchos spoilers, pero sí reveló información que creo que nosotros estábamos esperando al respecto, sin arruinar la película. Al inicio del panel sí se estuvo ahí hablando un poco aburrido sobre su carrera como narrador de libros y cosas de esas, pero pues es que debido a ese trabajo es como terminó aceptando o terminó adquiriendo el trabajo como la voz de Darkseid, ya que reveló que Zack Snyder le gusta que le lean los libretos cuando él los está revisando y que él le lee algunos de los libretos, y cuando Zack Snyder estaba revisando el libreto para la Liga de la Justicia, él era la persona encargada de hacerlo. Y entonces que después de mucho tiempo que terminó de leerle el libreto a Zack Snyder contactó a su agente, y su agente contactó al actor y le dijo, hey, te quieren como Darkseid. Entonces pues él hizo la audición sin saber que estaba haciendo la audición. También algo que me llamó muchísimo la atención es de que él dice de que vamos a ver la versión joven de Darkseid, que es un U6, y que vamos a ver la versión mayor, básicamente cuando ya es el villano que conoce, y que las voces son diferentes. No sé, Andrés, Iñaki, y Gabriel, ustedes qué pueden entonces asumir de esa respuesta. Yo creo que entonces vamos a ver la evolución de este personaje en pantalla, y que a lo mejor pueda que nos conecte a la futura película de los nuevos dioses. Y Iñaki, no se te olvide que tienes muteado el... Oh, ya, gracias. Dale.
Yo no creo que vaya a ver la evolución del personaje, sino que va a haber un salto. Va a pasar del joven Darkseid al Darkseid adulto de un punto a otro de la película. No creo que vayamos a que ahonde en digamos, el desarrollo de la edad del personaje. Para mí va a ser así. No creo que ahonden mucho en cómo fue creciendo de a poquito y qué sé yo.
Yo lo que creo, lo que considero y lo que capté de lo que nos dijo va a ser algo tipo que en los flashbacks nos mostrarán a un joven Darkseid, a un Darkseid no totalmente vuelto a lo que es, no totalmente el conquistador de mundos. Y creo que eso también va a partir en el hecho de que sea tan fácil derrotarlo en el pasado, que sea tan fácil hacer que retroceda y que le quede ese temor de volver a la Tierra, pues fue de sus primeros planetas que no se conquistaron fácilmente. Sí, ya después lo veremos como un conquistador más experimentado y poético.
Sí, en sí eso sí puede entrar bien porque, o sea, si se tomaran todo el tiempo de desarrollar esto de la evolución de Darkseid y todo eso, puede que, bueno, no mucho más, puede alargar mucho más la película. Y también siento que, no sé, podría ser un poco innecesario. Pero
yo creo
sí,
que...
O sea, yo creo que sí van a dar ese salto temporal.
Sí, yo estoy de acuerdo con Andrés. Sí, yo creo que posiblemente lo veamos es cuando Wonder Woman está ahí en la cueva y está viendo la mitología o lo que se escribió acerca de Darkseid, y ahí a través de flashbacks. Pero también algo que me llamó la atención es que él dijo que hizo escenas con el actor que hace de Steppenwolf, que es el actor Ciaran Hinds. Así que posiblemente también veamos una versión joven de Steppenwolf. También podemos que veamos a Granny, lo cual también sería algo interesante, porque eso también
yo creo que no van a tirar todas las ahora. O sea, dudo mucho que veamos cosas como a Granny Goodness, a las furias de Apocalypse, a mucho de eso. Creo que máximo nos presentarán a Steppenwolf y los parademonios. Creo que sería tirar mucho al asador.
Tal vez
y
mucho
demasiado para el fan para entender.
Yo no creo que lo que nos muestren del joven Darkseid sea en flashbacks. Yo creo que lo van a desarrollar como una historia anterior a la película, al principio de la película, y la película va a iniciar así.
Va a iniciar con la batalla que vimos donde muere el Linterna Verde, claro,
y eso. Exactamente, porque eso es lo que yo tenía entendido que era la idea original de Snyder.
Ok, porque la otra, no sé si qué tan real sea, pero supuestamente dicen que veríamos una pelea final en Apocalypse, y que supuestamente ahí es donde gana la Liga de la Justicia. No sé si ese rumor sea verdad o no. Yo, por lo que tengo entendido, la pelea final ocurre durante el momento de la pesadilla de Batman, que sería en un escenario similar.
¿Quién hizo el plan? ¿Lo hizo Superman? Van a perder.
Spoiler para otra película. Bueno, sí, también aquí otras cosas. Él piensa que Darkseid es un malo. No, él dice que su inspiración para Darkseid, o para la personalidad de Darkseid, es de ser un villano que no piensa que lo que está haciendo es maldad, sino algo de bien. Entonces creo que ahí veremos una similitud de la misma manera que hemos visto con los últimos villanos de Hollywood, incluyendo a Thanos. Hablando sobre Thanos, él dice que pues mucha gente le pregunta que quién ganaría entre Darkseid y Thanos, y él pues dice que la respuesta... Él dice que la respuesta no la quiere dar para no crear controversia, pero que muchos fans le han explicado de que Darkseid no necesita de un guantelete para ser poderoso. Lo cual eso es algo que nosotros hemos dicho aquí también en las transmisiones en vivo. También algo que le gusta de los poderes de Darkseid son los rayos Omega. Así que eso significa que él habrá tenido que hacer algún tipo de cosas durante la película para lanzar los rayos, porque también, como nos habían preguntado ahí en la transmisión en vivo durante el chat, que si este señor también había hecho los movimientos de Darkseid. También él fue el encargado tanto como de la expresión facial como del comportamiento corporal. Él aquí en este video se ve como que una persona fuera de forma física, no sé cómo sería en español, out of shape, que no hace ejercicio, pero buscando fotos en el internet, él es una persona bien grande, no pude encontrar cuánto medía, tiene apenas 49 años de edad, aunque se ve un poco mayor, pero no es tan gordo como se ve en esta transmisión, es más una persona gruesa que gorda, así que...
Hay que pensar que hay cuarentena, ¿eh?
Sí, y también este señor está en cuarentena, pero de todas maneras él dice que él no ha visto la armadura de Darkseid, no sabe cómo se va a ver físicamente, creo que ahí está mintiendo, porque pues normalmente...
Dijo que tampoco sabe cómo se va a oír.
Sí, él tampoco dice que sabe cómo se va a oír, pero eso es algo que él sí había confirmado hace mucho tiempo, porque él dice que él grabó su voz de manera gruesa, pero que Zack Snyder le dijo que le iban a colocar más filtros a la voz para sonarlo un poco más Dios. Entonces puede que eso sí sea verdad, porque pues técnicamente Snyder nunca terminó de editar las cosas de Darkseid.
Apenas salga la película van a tener tutorial en Unboxing de cómo hacer la voz de Darkseid.
También dice que le gustaría ver una versión de la del libro Henry V de Shakespeare. No sé, porque la batalla final sería épica, dándonos a entender que posiblemente las batallas que veamos del Snyder Cut sean épicas. Él dice que también aprendió de que iba a salir el Snyder Cut cuando Snyder hizo el anuncio, básicamente como nosotros los fans, pero que él ya sabía, que él tenía ahí como una pequeña intuición por algunas cosas que había escuchado, pero que la palabra oficial o el mensaje oficial fue cuando nosotros nos enteramos también. También dice que está muy contento por el actor Ray Fisher porque la historia de Cyborg se va a contar de la manera que es. Que también se viene una versión de la novela, versión novela o versión libro de el Snyder Cut y que posiblemente él va a ser la persona que lea la historia o lea el libro en inglés, lo cual sería súper
El audiolibro.
Cool. El audiolibro, gracias.
Santo Dios, niños, si han visto el libro de It, que es largo, no me quiero imaginar cómo va a ser el Snyder Cut. Si le cae a algún buen cristiano, lo mata.
Sí.
Eso va a ser un ladrillo de bueno.
Va a ser como la mitología griega con la vida sexual de Zeus.
el libro de Balgor, como ese libro de álgebra. También por aquí... sí, también reveló que hizo algunas escenas con Gal Gadot, con Jason Momoa. No confirmó con Batman, con Ben Affleck o con Henry Cavill. Y él dice que lo que más lo puso triste cuando se enteró que lo habían sacado del papel de Darkseid, o que Darkseid no iba a aparecer en la película Ley de la Justicia, era que no podía ir a convenciones para compartir con nosotros los fans y celebrar todas las cosas. Pero de ahí para allá, pues sí, eso fue lo más revelador en cuestión del personaje de Darkseid. Así que estoy muy emocionado. Me gusta muchísimo la voz que tiene este señor. Entonces, imagínenselo con efectos y todo. ¡Wow!
Según lo que entendí es que él al ver a Jason Momoa dijo que es alto. Según lo que entendí lo que dijo. Con lo cual pienso que es un poco más bajo que Jason Momoa.
Bueno, todos somos más bajos que Jason Momoa.
Mide 1.93 Jason Momoa y Ben Affleck 1.92. Tampoco es.
Oh, ¿sí? Yo mido 1.89. No, pero...
Se acerca el cumpleaños de Jason Momoa. Faltan 6 días para el cumpleaños de Jason Momoa.
Tenemos un fan aquí. Tienes el póster de... Oye, ¿qué pasaron con tus pósters en la parte de atrás para que quedes como el de Andrés?
Porque la pinté la pared y no los volví a colocar.
Ah, ok, sí.
No, pero sé cuando se cumplió el Jason Momoa nada más porque cae la misma fecha que yo, no, nada más.
Ah.
Compartimos cumpleaños, nada más.
Lo otro que me preguntaron aquí en los comentarios durante el chat es de que si Darkseid sería más alto que Steppenwolf. No, yo creo que Steppenwolf podría ser más alto, ¿no es cierto?
Yo
Podría
esperaría
ser.
que sí sea más alto, o sea, que tenga el porte de ser un dios sobre todas las cosas.
Bueno, es que no sé. Yo creo que tal vez la altura no es como... Tal vez no es como que algo más muy relevante.
Hay que considerar igual que Steppenwolf es un ser más estilizado que Darkseid, digamos.
Sí.
Es
Sí,
más
pero-
fino.
Es más atlético.
Sí, yo digo que máximo que sea más alto por el casco, esos cachos que tiene, pero de ahí que el rey de Apocalipsis se vea superior a sus esbirros.
No, yo sabes, en cambio lo encuentro todo lo contrario. A mí me gustaría que Darkseid sea, por lo menos que le llegue a los hombros de Steppenwolf, para que uno diga, uy, pero este bajito, ¿qué va a hacer? Porque...
Como que no necesita la altura para mandar.
Exacto, pero de repente es que llegue, lance los rayos y le pare el puño a otro y le pegue así y saca a Superman volando. Y me gustaría que no sea físico, que sea como en la película de Justice League Unlimited, que sea así quieto nomás y pequeños movimientos que uno diga, miércoles, pero ¿cómo le van a ganar a este berraco?
Ah, no, a
Sí.
mí me gustaría que hiciera algo así como que cuando Superman lo ve, de inmediato se tira, le mete el golpe en la cara y ni siquiera lo mueve, ni siquiera parpadea eso.
Oh, sí, que se queda así y con los brazos atrás, como que...
Ajá, así todo intimidante, pero lo que yo, como digo, me muero cuando empieza a dar un buen discurso de malo, es lo que adoraba en Justice League que hiciera.
Eso de los brazos atrás es muy también de la versión de Injustice de Darkseid.
Del videojuego, sí.
De la soberbia del tipo de decir soy un dios, no sos rival para mí.
Sí.
Yo lo que agradezco es que no vayan a hacer algo como fue Justice League War, que hay un Darkseid.
Ah, perdón, eso me refería, era Justice League War, no Justice League Unlimited.
Pero
Ah,
que
no,
es un Darkseid de 6 o 7 metros, que vos decís, wow, tipo, Superman se puede parar en el puño de Darkseid porque es enorme. Está bueno que sea un poco más
Sí, no, yo quiero que...
corte.
Sí, y por lo menos que le respeten un poquito también más su tamaño, porque de repente es que veíamos que Thanos en Avengers era de 8 metros y de repente era de 7 metros, de repente el guantelete era igual de grande a un camión y de repente en la otra toma era un puñito chiquito, porque vemos al Capitán América ahí tratando de tenerlo con los dos brazos y haciendo fuerza y de repente en la siguiente toma peleando contra la gente de la liga, contra los Avengers, llegan y con la capa le envuelven el guantelete y uno dice, pero ¿qué pasó aquí con los tamaños? Me gustaría eso.
Sí, sí. Si tomamos el Hot Toys como referencia, el 1 en 1 mide 70 centímetros.
¿Qué?
El guantelete.
El guantelete.
De la punta del dedo medio hasta la base.
Que sería, esta regla es de 30 centímetros, entonces sería 2 veces y medio casi.
Sí.
Que una regla normal. Correcto, pero de repente en otras tomas no era así de grande, era un tamaño entre comillas normal. Pero bueno, vamos a ver, porque Zack Snyder es un poco más detallista en esas cosas.
Snyder es muy...
visualmente perfeccionista.
Es muy perfeccionista visualmente sus escenas. O sea, siempre le encanta tener como toda la puesta y la fotografía muy a la medida.
Sí, realmente, de hecho diría de que con lo que Snyder le fascina calcar imágenes del cómic a la pantalla, me fascinaría que calcara aquella de Darkseid en su trono con azul y negro, esa imagen de Alex Ross, si no estoy mal,
sí,
que está ahí con el puño cerrado, así todo épico, con los volcanes de Apocalipsis.
Espérate, ya lo estoy buscando aquí para que la gente lo vea. Alex Ross, Darkseid. Pues
más bien, de hecho, eso sí puede jugar un buen papel de Snyder con Darkseid, ya que como al ser un director muy visual, inclusive él podría transmitir esa imponencia de Darkseid solo usando recursos fotográficos o visuales.
No la encuentro. Pero tenemos este. Pero
Sí, más o menos así.
sí, a mí me gustaría que fuera una adaptación más como el de Injustice en el tipo de armadura. Porque
No, sí.
la armadura clásica de él parece, de la original no es tan intimidante. Pero también lo otro que me preocupa con el de Injustice es que se llegue a parecer un poquito a la de Thanos y entonces empiecen ahí, se están cambiando. Pero mira, a esta es la que te no, perdón, aunque este está chévere, este nunca lo había visto.
Sí, es de la guerra de Darkseid, cuando Darkseid y el Antimonitor se declaran la guerra y van a pelear ambos a la Tierra.
Sí.
Y muchos de la Liga de la Justicia se convierten en dioses.
Y mira, Metron se ve increíble ahí. Oh, mira este arte también. Es que Alex Ross, bueno, este es otra persona, pero Alex Ross es un berraco.
Dios santo, ese hombre merece un museo de todas sus portadas.
De todas sus portadas. Mira este arte. Pero bueno, amigos, entonces no alargamos más las cosas, pero muchísimas gracias. De todas maneras, denos un gran me gusta, por favor, denos un gran me gusta ahí en la transmisión en vivo y en directo. Más tarde, alrededor de casi 3 horas y media, estaremos saliendo en vivo y en directo para el panel de Zack Snyder. Y ahorita más tarde, como en una media hora, voy a volver a retransmitir el panel de este señor con subtítulos para los que quieran entonces leer un poquito más al respecto.
Sí, se cortó el audio.
Oh, aló.
No, se trabó la transmisión, creo.
Creo que sí
¿Se te trabó la transmisión? Bueno, espérate un momento aquí. Creo que se les...
Sigo escuchando,
Ok. Pero bueno, amigos,
Aquí
entonces ahí lo tienen. Muchísimas gracias a Iñaki, muchísimas gracias a Andrés y a Gabriel ahí, invitado especial. De igual manera, a todos ustedes los que estuvieron conversando, gracias por su sintonía, sobre todo los que estaban desde el inicio hasta el final. Saludos a Maximiliano, a Joshua, a Trini, a Kevin, a Jairo. Por aquí otras personas, a Du Moment, a Elías, a Tubo Play, a Abraham Tower y a todos los demás. Hasta la próxima y nos vemos muy pronto, así que alisten ahí la campanita, denle para que no se pierdan la transmisión de el panel de Snyder. Bye bye.